Everybody kind of started putting on some winter inhalation. Gaining a couple pounds here and there just because it's about to be cold. We didn't have any topics prepared for today.
Shit, as much shit been going on.
Well, I'll let you run it today.
Shit,
how about that?
We can start off with this Boosie movie that came out.
Never watched it. Probably never will.
I watched it.
Why you do that?
I mean, I like hood movies. I watch all hood movies. If you got a hood movie, I'll watch it. Local, national, it don't matter. I'll watch a hood movie because I know it's always gonna be some, you know what I'm saying, some struggling actors in that motherfucker, and you know what I'm saying.
I think your camera's turned the wrong way.
Is it?
Yeah,
am I upside down?
The other way.
Am I upside down?
It's on the side. It's supposed to be. It's IG. It's supposed to be the other way. Well, yeah,
my shit rotates, so it's good.
No, it's not. Because look at where the live thing is.
I guarantee you.
Okay, if anybody is watching, tell him that his live is fucked up.
They not, because they know it's straight.
Okay, I mean they can still see you if they turn their phone, you know.
Yeah, because if it was messed up, then we would be crooked too.
Okay, I'm gonna put it to you this way: the word should go up, not. You shouldn't have to turn it like this. All right, so no. Okay, let's start back with this Boosie movie. How did you think the movie was? Did you like it?
It was a hood movie.
Okay, that's not the answer to my question.
It's a hood movie, like.
Okay, there's hood movies that I like and there's some I don't. Did you like the movie?
I'm gonna say this.
It must be no.
Okay, for the story that he tried to tell, it would have to have been at least 2 more hours to the movie because they jumped so many things. Like at one point, it goes from him and like I don't know if it's his sister or his aunt. Like one minute they're in the car having a conversation. And you see the car seat, the next thing they in the hospital, and it's like the same conversation where they just having a back and forth and shit. I'm like, yeah, there's no point.
That's a bad movie.
I mean,
that's bad script writing, that's bad directing,
and again,
that's bad editing.
And again, it's, you know what I'm saying, hood movies.
Well, true, but I will say, if you are someone of Boosie's stature, where you have enough money and means to get people, you know, above that level of whoever did it, and I don't know enough about the movie because I really don't want to knock nobody's work. Maybe he did use like a bunch of interns, you know, or something like that, and shit, they could have got credit or something. I don't know, but if I'm hearing things like that, that doesn't. You couldn't say yes to the question. Let's put it that way.
Well, listen, I'll say this: when you do a hood movie, you have to understand your. Like people always say that because somebody said that about the Cameron movie a long time ago, and I was like. There's no reason Cameron would spend $15 million on his movie that's not going in theaters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when people put out movies, you gotta understand.
But
like,
you don't need $15 million to fix some of the problems you just said.
I mean, shit. Nah. You run out of money. If your budget is $200,000, it's $200,000.
You can get some dope ass interns and they'll knock that shit out. I can't give you that one.
Listen, that's a lot of work because you got to go out and find those dope ass interns.
No, you don't. You can go right up to school.
More money and more time.
Come on now.
You might have gotten them people from there.
No,
see,
you can go right up to I can tell you right now, you can go right up to like Ohio Media School and snatch you up some interns real easy.
And how you know they dope?
Plus, I don't want you to.
How you know they dope though?
It's not about so much being dope. At least you know they have some kind of training to avoid what you just said.
Man, you can't say that somebody don't have training because they're
no. Well, you know they do. They're in school already.
You don't know where he got these interns from.
I don't know.
You don't know if he even used interns.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, we don't know if he used interns.
From that little bit, see, there you are. From that little bit that you said,
they good.
From that little bit that you said, I can already see a problem. And like I said, the biggest thing was when I asked, was the movie good? You couldn't say yes. You had to like explain, and your first thing was explaining.
Okay.
What was wrong? So what was good about the movie?
Listen, let me say this though. You will never ask me if a hood movie is good. I'm gonna say yes because it's not. There's a certain level of time, money, and other things that's gonna make a movie good. And for a hood movie, it's just not worth it. A hood movie is just a hood movie, just some shit that you know what I'm saying. Some local people, you know, you got this person, you see a star or something here or there, or may have a good plot. It's very few times you see a hood movie. And you say it was good. And I can say maybe 2 movies where I was like, oh, this is good because the plot was good, what they was doing was good. It was, you know what I'm saying, like I didn't expect the ending. I was like, whoever did this, somebody should definitely see this shit and invest more money into whatever their next project is because they are really, you know what I'm saying, like they really got some ideas going on. But for a hood movie, I ain't gonna never be like, oh yeah, the movie was good. It was a hood movie. He picked the actors based on how they look as opposed to acting ability.
And how did they look?
Well, C Murder looked like C Murder. The little Boosie looked like Little Boosie.
Okay.
Like the people that were supposed to look like his homeboy, like Webby, he kind of looked like Webby. He resembled Webby. So they did a good job on that. But again, it was like if I go in there and I can't act, and they like, yeah, but you look just like my homeboy, so you in the movie to play my homeboy that was in the movie. So I mean, it's a hood movie.
Yeah, I know. It's just I'll put it this way: just because it's a hood movie, it doesn't have to have those things wrong, though. Like you can make a. Okay, what do you consider, define hood movie? Let's run that back a little bit. What do you consider a hood movie?
A hood movie is anything where there is a lot of untrained actors in there, a lot of people that just your friends that you put into a movie. It's not like you really had a casting call. You really went through and said, here's what I want. I need this person, that person. We need some trained actors. I have this person here. We have a specialist over here, and it's a long list of people. It's got to, you know what I'm saying, like maybe 3-4 million and above would take it out of the hood because I feel like you had enough money to pay real actors and actresses to be in those movies and real, you know what I'm saying, more top-notch people.
Okay, well then given your definition of a hood movie then, I mean that's...
A hood is niggas from the hood. Yeah. If you see a bunch of niggas from the hood in a movie and they're doing some acting, this is a hood movie.
Yeah. Alright.
Now if Samuel L. Jackson walked his ass in a Little Boosie movie, we can say, well, it's not a hood movie no more because Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson.
No guest appearances, huh?
I mean, it was.
What if he's just in the movie but he doesn't have like a speaking role?
Well, with Samuel L. Jackson, that might be the case because I'm pretty sure he's expensive as fuck. But
I mean, he might be wanting to do a favor. I know Bill Cosby, you know, he was out here backing up Boosie.
Yeah.
His, movie.
You know, Bill kind of switched up though, because you remember Bill used to be real hypocritical of any little thing. Like he's like, oh, the rappers is talking about this and that, and now all of a sudden he backing up Boosie.
Yeah, his persona at that time, if you think about it, I mean, he could have said nothing, but if he was gonna say anything, he couldn't rock with that. This freaking Cliff Huxtable, like he can't be out here then. Now he didn't go to jail. Everybody, you know what else? Everyone has now found out the truth about him. And when I say the truth about him, I actually don't have a problem with who he was on camera because we were talking about the last time we were here, we were talking about Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X was just like, fuck them kids. And I was like, yo, I see no problem in that because he don't want to be that kind of celeb role model. And when you think about with Bill Cosby, he actually decided to be that celeb role model because he gave us this, you know, dope black family, something to aspire to, but his personal life was, you know,
I mean,
somebody he would have never, you know, made even a scene about on the show. Like it never would have happened though. Although I will say the things he said about Lisa Bonet, is that her name? The daughter from the show. Yeah, he didn't kind of rock with her. Oh, I don't want to go into all that because that goes into a different world and like, yeah. But I respect the approach he took though, as far as that goes.
I guess if you just take it at face value, but I look at it like this: if you are a person and you put on a certain persona, like if I'm trying to put on a persona and I'm trying to run for a certain office, and people like, yeah, but you're also friends with, you know, the top, well, whoever the top drug dealer that's free right now, and I'm friends with somebody else that's always in jail and always in trouble, then, you know, I'm gonna be like, well, if people look at it at face value and say that I'm a good guy, cool. But if people look at it and be like, well, look who he was around, so he's probably that type of a person, I'd be like, I understand. Like if I did a line of cocaine, they'd be like, I understand. He's around drug dealers and the dude that's always in trouble. Bill Cosby, Paul Mooney and Richard Pryors and all these guys.
He was like personal life though.
He was.
That's how I think.
You know, at face value.
Lucy now, like he's not in that role of being Mr. Huxtable anymore though.
I mean, yeah, but
like,
goddamn, slow walk us into it, Bill. Like, you can't come out as being the realest nigga out.
Look at what the things he got charged with and the stuff he admitted to. Like, there was no slow walk. We got dog walk into that. Like, no,
slow walk.
It was just all of a sudden, what?
Like, he should slow. Like, listen, support something Jeezy says, and then move up to maybe, I don't know, whoever is like Gucci Mane, and then be like, all right, and I support Boosie, and then we'd be like, all right, he's slow walking into it.
I think we good in it, like.
Like, god damn, and didn't he say something about R. Kelly? He said R. Kelly was railroaded.
And that's what I was about to ask. I thought it was somebody else. Actually, I think the R. Kelly statement came first, and then he said something about Boosie. Only thing I will say is I don't even know what the definition of his support for Boosie is, because it wasn't like, it was like, yeah, I see your movement, and or something like that, and I don't know what part of Boosie is you supporting, because Boosie has said and done quite a few things. Are you supporting
everything?
That's what I'm saying.
He came out the realest nigga out.
I wish he had a special.
No, he said, what's the saying? What I don't even know how this shit goes. What something don't need to be said, or something don't need to be. What's understood don't need to be. Yeah, whatever that saying is. That's what Bill Cosby said. If you gonna come out as a real nigga, just come out as a real nigga, and he did it. He came out, he supported Boosie, and he was like, R. Kelly was railroaded, and you know what I'm saying? He probably gonna be out there with a free YFN Lucha t-shirt on.
You the one said you needed to be slow walked into it. I was fine.
I want to be slow walked into it.
No, not after everything.
You know what I'm saying? Wine and dine me. Don't just ask me for some bang bang.
No,
you know
I even read like the transcript and everything. Like, yeah, ain't no slow walking into that. It's over. I will say, I'm glad it happened as me being an adult versus being a child. I don't know what my reaction to hearing that about him as a kid would have been. Like, I would have been hurt, yo. That would have fucked me up.
I would
have been fucked up. Not him. Now I can handle it, but let me have been like 10 years old.
Dude, we grew up in a time when fucking OJ fucking Simpson was accused of slicing. And dicing.
OJ Simpson wasn't that father figure that I watched when I turned.
OJ Simpson was literally the nigga that said, I'm not black or white, I am OJ.
That was football. That was a sport. I didn't watch him, first of all.
But his persona in the public was just like, he had a commercial. He was running through the airport, and you know what I'm saying, OJ, like, people was like, OJ was like the complete opposite of how we saw what's the other play for the Browns?
Jim Brown.
He was like the complete opposite of Jim Brown. Mm-hmm. Like, Jim Brown was black power, and I'm being movies. I'm talking about then. All right?
Okay.
I'm talking about then.
Because you know where I was going with
whatever. Stay on topic. So what happened is
on the topic.
So what happened is
people change.
Jim Brown was up there, hey, black power, stay this. He was all in the black exploitation movies and all type of crazy shit. OJ Simpson was the nigga that was like, hey, I like the white folks. I got me a white wife. I'm golfing with the white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, OJ Simpson wasn't hanging around with the niggas like that. Like, we was just supporting OJ because he was from, you know what I'm saying, from the hood, and he came up and did okay, and we was like, all right, well, if you don't fuck with us, fuck it. But, you know what I'm saying, we was cool with you, and then you sliced and diced somebody. Thank God it wasn't no black. I can't say that, can I?
What?
I can't say thank God it wasn't a black woman that he sliced and diced.
Well, you just did.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say.
Did you not watch your IG and?
I like looking at myself.
Okay.
So, listen.
Are you even reading the comments that you're getting?
I am, but ain't nobody really saying shit.
Well,
somebody wish me happy birthday. Somebody said, hey,
you can say thank you.
Well, thank you, whoever you are. And
don't tell him happy birthday no more.
Hey, Beauty Works.
Wow. You know, if your phone was turned the right way, it'd probably be easier to read
Beauty
that.
Works.
Is that my stand or yours?
Oh, that's my stand. I got that off Amazon.
Oh, look at you. Trying to be all not 40 years old.
Cause I ain't.
Alright, so what else do we have going on?
Should we even talk about R. Kelly?
I mean, hell yeah, we should talk about R. Kelly. You know what part of R. Kelly we should talk about?
What part?
Are you still listening to R. Kelly?
Yeah, I'm still listening to R. Kelly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm good. First of all, it wasn't like he was my favorite fucking artist in the world, and I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta still listen to R. Kelly. Like, it wasn't even. I could live with you without you before or after this shit.
Like, I'll say this much. Like, it's not like and I'm pretty sure it's everybody for the most part. Like, it's not like we was just dead set. Like, this ain't Step in the Name of Love R. Kelly and Beep Beep 2 R. Kelly. So it's not like we was just playing the fuck out of his albums on a daily anyway. But what we're saying is that if the song come on, if you at a wedding or something, you ain't gonna stop dancing and walk off the goddamn dance floor because it's R. Kelly. Okay. I'm pretty sure most people not, because I've seen.
Are you playing him on your own?
He's still in my he's still on my playlist. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think his music is gonna stay up, or do you think it's gonna come down? Has it already? Actually.
You know what? I say this because I heard it on the radio. I heard one of his songs being played on the radio. So I feel like this. We in that microwave society where everything is big for a moment. We're here for the moments. And once those moments pass, it's kind of like, we kind of forgot about that shit. That's how we are.
I don't think we're gonna forget about this.
I think that it's not a forget, but it's definitely we ain't about to sit back
I don't think we gonna forget about this one no time soon. And you know why?
Why?
It's gonna be more details coming out. It's gonna be now more movies about it coming out, more documentaries, more interviews. Like, it's still some money to be made off of this. Honestly, I don't think his music is gonna come down because of, it's still like R. Kelly promotion. Even having the conversations about his music, like people that hadn't heard it, they don't even just be curious. Like, yo, I wonder,
Well, here's the thing too, and if you're going to do that, they're gonna have to say, well, anything that he wrote, produced, or anything else is also gonna have to be cut. So I think
artists did take their music down when he was on.
Some artists may have. But goddamn, they already made the money off of it now. Like,
and that's the thing, though, too. Like, everybody's already been paid off the original.
Yeah, they've been paid
off the original drop. I don't know. I just
I'm pretty sure that residual check that they getting $200 here and there ain't about to. I'll take it off. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like I somewhat joke with people when I'm like, yo, I'm not fucking with you if you still listening to that, and I somewhat don't. I think you have some points though, like, if they come on and I'm out somewhere, I'm not about to. And honestly, I don't know, but again, I'm just not that big of an R. Kelly fan. For me, no, I'm good.
Yeah, listen, I always felt like this. We are in that cancel culture right now, but I'm like, listen, other races got
something to be canceled for though.
But I think like this: other races have got to start canceling somebody, because we can, everything that happens, we cancel people. Black people cancel.
You was not about to bring up
Listen.
You is not about
to. It don't matter who. Listen, we can bring up Marilyn Manson right now. Ain't nobody said shit about canceling Marilyn Manson. Kanye West brought the motherfucker out at his show.
What did Marilyn Manson do?
Man, he was beating and he was doing like weird shit to it's pretty much R. Kelly shit. He was doing weird shit to his girlfriend.
How old was she?
I don't know how old she was.
Okay. Was she a child?
No. Okay. But abusing women is abusing women, y'all.
Okay, I'm asking questions because I meant to look that up. I didn't hear anything about it until he popped up with Kanye West. And then people were saying stuff, because I actually listened to Marilyn Manson. But I did mean to look that up to find out what happened. I asked those questions. I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't know anything about it until Kanye West. And I was like, why are they talking about it?
I was still listening to Marilyn Manson, but I had no idea of any allegations of anything. Now, the reason I asked you those questions was they don't exactly compare if it wasn't a child. This is like it's abuse of women is of course wrong. I'm not about to say just because it was a kid. However, it makes it a little worse because of how easy it is to manipulate a child.
Okay, my thing is now
and I can't really speak
now if that's the case, then if we're talking about the underage factor, then we're gonna have to bring in a whole lot of other people, because we have. Listen,
who would you like to bring in?
Let's
go to court.
Listen,
let's go to court for him. Who would you like to bring in?
No, I'm not gonna get into.
Why?
Listen, no. Listen what I'm gonna say, because, like I said, things change, and when I was in high school, I remember most of the females in 12th grade, they was messing with older dudes. And even when I said something on my page one time, I was asking, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, what age did you lose y'all's virginity? And there was females on there, they was just openly talking about it. And this was before the whole R. Kelly Lifetime shit came out. They was like, oh yeah, I was like 13 or 14 and he was like 25. Oh, he was like 27. Oh, he was this age. I remember it was a girl that was allowed to have boys spend the night at her house and we was in high school. So, you know what I'm saying? I can remember there being famous people that they were linked to each other back then. And a lot of times those girls, they weren't 18 and up. They were, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say 3LW and it was two different cliques of people was messing around with, you know what I'm saying, these females. And I'm like, 3LW was young as fuck. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we go get into the whole because they were underage thing, then
but you don't want to.
It's such a touchy matter because you got to really get in there and get to looking at what people are doing.
You and I view things. I'll say this: I don't have a problem talking about it, especially since you said, you know, teenage girls in high school. Because since I used to be a teenage girl in high school, I can speak on it. From what you have said, man, I can give you multiple perspectives of this shit. The first one being is a teenage girl with an older man saying 13 and she's with somebody 25. It's pretty clear what he wants her for. More than likely, that's the case. Have you had some rare cases where they actually marry her and, like, you know, actually want to be with her? Yeah. And one of those people was actually Elvis. He actually married Priscilla, I think.
But you do know that the story was pretty much she had told him, I'm going to the press if Elvis didn't marry her.
Okay, and on top of that, what I was going to say, that also was a different time. Because you said that too. It was a little bit of a different time. And Elvis in 2020, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. I had this conversation with someone before. When it came to a certain time period, that people ask the question like, well, what's your grandmother stay for? Why can't people stay together now? Well, it was a different time. Depending on how old her grandmother was and where she was living, she couldn't even file for a fucking divorce. She couldn't open a bank account on her own. When it comes to a younger female and an older male, especially in someone in a position of power, the other perspective I was going to give to that is also for her, he's still a provider. He's still able to give her things, especially if you want to go back to Elvis and Priscilla. But he's still able to give her things that, you know, someone her age couldn't. But all in all, I'm going to tell you right now, if it was my child,
I'm going
to jail. I'm going to jail. I am going to jail. That's it. There's no discussion to be had. No. I don't, there's even
are you giving Elvis a pass though because it was like the 60s? Was it the 50s or the 60s? It was like the 50s.
It was the 50s.
It could have been the 50s.
But and that was definitely a time period where I was saying there was a lot of things that women still weren't allowed.
Yeah, I mean, but I can understand if she was, but she was like 14.
There was a time period when that was very like normal though, where you had someone that honestly, once she was able to bear children, like she married off. That's it. Bye. See you. Why? Because that's all men, needed women for.
Look, there's places right now that still go like that.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. We judge from a perspective of 2021. A lot of people do that. A lot of times you still got to think about history and how things were and how the fact that actually that was somewhat normal. It just was.
I try to explain that to a whole lot of people about certain things.
Yeah, and I just wish people sometimes would just take a moment and quit trying to. It's not 2021. Women weren't even thinking about going to college and living on their own and shit like that. It was the point of I need to have some kids and get married. And you go to work, I take care of home.
I mean,
and some people live like that now. There are some people not, but but the difference is it's a little bit more by choice.
I think that the longer time goes on, you go always be able to look back and be like, oh, that period and beyond, everything prior to that, all that shit was wrong. Like, trust me, whatever we're doing right now, because Right now, being legal is the age of 18. But I guarantee you that if something happens and they pass legislation that makes being legal 21 because they did some type of study or something.
They did already with the tobacco in Ohio.
Oh, did they?
They upped the tobacco purchase age to 21 now.
Oh, well, it's coming.
Honestly, I think it's gonna go the other way.
You think it's gonna get lower?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's gonna be too hard to get that passed because everybody gonna be like pedophile shit. They be like, this pedophile shit.
Well, there in California they passed. I don't know. Wait, I can't say they passed it because I think when I found out about it, it was just up for consideration or whatever else. But it was they're gonna start taking those case by case, and I believe the cutoff age was 14 or 15. Could date someone up to 24, and they wouldn't go to jail for it.
I mean, the law's kind of like that now because the age of consent is like 16 or something like that.
Yeah,
but it has to be like a 4-year.
Still get charged though. Like I think maybe California get charged. I don't. You know what? That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but anybody watching, you can definitely look that up, and I am too because I want to know if I was finding out about it when it happened or when it was, you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not knowledgeable on how the whole the age of consent thing and being legal thing kind of works. Because I'm like, if you, let's say you 18 and she's 16, or let's say he's 19 and she's 16, that's 3 years apart. Yeah. Now the mom calls the cops on the 19-year-old, and they like, well, she's of age of consent, but she's still under 18. So I don't know if that's like, I don't know how it works.
And I really think it's maybe that way because it still kind of leaves that loophole for the pedophiles. Lock their ass up.
I think that if there's enough,
and it also leaves it clear for a 16-year-old.
I think what's gonna happen is if they move the other way, it's gonna be somebody that's gonna be it's gonna be somebody close to the top that's getting in trouble for something, and he's gonna really push for it and try to get all of his constituents to push for the same shit, so that when the shit comes down, he can be like, well, it's legal now.
Here's why I think it'll go the other way, because of how we live now. When it was the other way, college wasn't required. People, went and pretty much just had jobs. And we're going that way now. We're going that way now with shit, man. There's some 15 and up, 15 and 25-year-olds making a decent amount of money. And when it comes to something like that, you're more capable to be at least financially responsible on your own. Now, when it comes to mentally, I don't know. It really would depend on the conditioning of society to kids and how we treat them. If we treat them more like adults, then they can move the age down even 1 year to 17, considered legal. That doesn't even sound so far-fetched when I said it out loud that they moved the age of being considered an adult to 17. That really doesn't even sound that wild.
I mean,
it really doesn't.
Like I said, it depends on everything's about politics. Like that's what I found out. Everything's about politics. So everything's based off of 70-year-old white men and things that they're thinking in their head and how things should go.
We're those 70-year-old white men. I mean, let's be honest. We can't keep saying 70-year-old white men every generation we get to because time they are changing. Your 70-year-old white man ain't that many of them as crazy as they was back in like 1950.
We can say that.
It's too many little mixed grandkids running around now. No, it's not the same. It's kind of. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just like it's not exactly what it.
Listen.
I don't know, man.
Listen. Currently.
Once the little mixed grandkids come up and you start loving them a little bit, they put that little love in your heart, man.
I don't know what type of mixed family she's been around, but when you are an older white man, you just do not talk about the daughter.
And so as long as we live, all the older white men is just gonna be bad.
But there's laws right now that's so crazy about abortion and shit. You can tell there was no women in the room for these type of situations. Goodness. I was hearing about some of this shit. I was like, that can't be true. Because somebody said maybe
that's how
Georgia.
It's been though.
But what is it, Georgia or something? Like now you can be charged with like murder or something, right? If you have an abortion and the baby is 4 weeks or something. And that's the problem with
Ohio. Like, where your grandparents from?
Shit, Meridian, Mississippi.
See what I'm saying? My grandparents from the South. It's like people from the South all migrated to Ohio. So a lot of the problems we be having here, like something as simple as legalizing weed, man, it's the same.
Well, everybody everybody migrated to Ohio and Detroit because that's where their jobs were. Ford, GM. That's where all my grandparents
were. That's why it's just like
just the men.
Same, you know.
The women did not work.
Belt problems.
The women did. They pumped out babies. That's all my grandma. The women did. They pumped out the babies, took care of the house. The men went to the GM and Ford.
Do you have, like, especially like grandparents from like older generational, or is there like age gaps for them?
Yes. Yes. Like many, yes.
You know what's crazy? I actually have the age gap going the other way. The women were older.
Oh, so y'all got a family of cougars?
I mean, my mother.
Fellas out there, if you want to date with Ricky,
but
you gotta be 20.
If you want to go some generations back, yeah. It actually.
Ricky's whole family is cougars, so ladies.
Yeah, I got a couple with the other way, man.
28 or younger. She ain't taking nothing over 28, fellas. Sorry. Cougar town over here.
That's crazy though, and I don't know how like my dad's parents. I can't think of how far they were like in age. Like I know their birthday month. I don't know my grandfather's age when he passed. I'm gonna find that out. I'm actually curious. I think he was older than
man, times been so crazy that I can think back and I can remember people actually saying like there was like a 13, 14, 15 year age gap in between people that was married and they be older. And you wouldn't think nothing of it. And now that we're in 2021, you be thinking yourself like, hey nigga, what age did you meet her? Because at 14 years older than her, nigga.
Yeah.
If you were 28? Because that means she was still 14, my nigga.
Yeah.
But
it's just
it's just a real touchy subject. It's so many variables and shit.
Yeah,
I will say this.
And to be honest, there really is there are some variables.
But I'm gonna say this because he was found guilty. R. Kelly did say he's gonna talk about some other people. And so it's coming out, some other celebrities about to come out. So I'll sit back and enjoy the show, huh?
Does he make it?
It depends on how big the stars is. See, we ain't talking about see, it's the difference when you talking about some politicians and some higher ranked motherfuckers you might be able to tell on. If I'm just about to sit back and tell on Puff Daddy or some shit, it's kind of like,
why you want to Puff Daddy?
Huh?
Why you want to Puff Daddy? It just flowed right on my talking about Puff Daddy.
Because, okay, so I get into this. And it's because the nigga said this shit and it blew right past us, and you can go back and look at interviews. Mm-hmm. Usher's first album was produced by Puffy, right? Mm-hmm. Back then. And they was like, well, why is it that you went to Jermaine Dupri for your second album? And he was like, it was just a different environment. He was like, being around Puffy, he was like, he would have these older women that was around me and they would be trying to get me to do sexual stuff. And he was like, I never did anything with the women because, you know, he's like, I stayed a virgin. And I was thinking like, that's crazy that you say that. But now that I think about it, I'm like, nigga, you was 13 because Usher's like my age. I'm like, you were my age when that shit. I was in the 6th grade going to the 7th. I was in the 6th grade going to the 7th. He had on the little jersey, just call me a Mac, cause I got it like I remember the fucking song and shit. I'm thinking like, and this nigga had grown women trying to get at you to break you out from being shy. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking like, yeah, like if that interview pops back up on Twitter or something, nigga, it's a wrap. And it's been too many stories about Diddy doing certain shit too.
Yeah.
So, and his name keeps popping up about shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like your name keeps popping up. You gotta be like, come on, man. Everybody got a story about you, man. Everybody, like, you in a lot of books.
I mean, he has been famous for a while, though.
He's been, you know.
Yeah, he's been famous for a minute.
God damn.
At the height of culture change and shit like that.
Yeah, but, I mean, god damn. Yeah. Like, when somebody come out with an interview.
You can't have the same record as your average man. No, come on now.
I mean.
And I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just like, can't compare everybody to everybody.
When you got grown women, it's the same thing. Like that was, okay, so play it like this. So let's say that I had a 13-year-old singer, and I'm pushing these grown ass niggas on her.
I ain't saying you was right or he was wrong.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No.
We changed the scenario all of a sudden. I'm like, wait now.
I was just saying in reference of how many, and I'm like, well, yeah, and you know, not all of them gonna be true either. And I'm not saying anybody's lying. I'm not saying who lying. I'm just like, you know, and sometimes people, you know, be famous too. Somebody gonna want to check and don't want to do shit for it but lie. And no, I'm not saying. Usher was lying. I've never even heard that story before.
I mean, he wasn't telling it in a facetious way. He was just telling the story of why he went with Jermaine. He was like, he was trying to get me to, break out. He's like, it was just him trying to get me to break out of my shyness. So he would have these older females trying to get, he's like, but I didn't ever like really go and mess with
Now I wonder if this was like multiple occasion times. Did he say it that way? You gotta fill me in because I haven't never heard this.
He said in interviews when they was asking him when he was younger, they were like, why did you go with Jermaine Dupri for your second album instead of Puff Daddy? Because at this time, this was Puff Daddy. This was, if I ain't gonna say yes or no, but I want to say this was a point in time where it was him and Missy that was working together a couple times. Because I want to say Missy might have been like a second single or the remix with the Hee Hee Ha shit. So if you got the Diddy with the Hee Hee Ha Missy, nigga, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is at a high point, my man. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. If it happened, whether Usher was okay with it or not, the adult in the room was wrong. I'll say that. Because I think in that kind of environment, you probably think he giving a kid what he wants, but you supposed to be the adult in the room. You supposed to be there helping mold the kid to be a better artist. That ain't, I mean, I don't think that's the way to do it. It's gotta be, another way to get someone out of their shell and, become the person they can be a superstar or shit. Like,
now, because of times being changed, I can tell you, it's not that if somebody says something like that we're gonna be shocked as men, because men my age and older, that was the thing. Like,
now, what happens if it's the other way though? What happens to 13-year-old female and you bring him in?
Come on now, we talking about men, double standards. It ain't gonna happen. Or we want our daughters to be 40 before she lose her virginity.
Well, here's the reason. One reason why you don't want that little girl getting pregnant. And
nigga, I don't want to know.
You don't want her getting pregnant. Not even just people finding out. Now she can't do what you need her to do. Oh,
listen, I have a bigger problem. I have a bigger problem with that. Here's my thing. I feel like if I had a daughter and I found out like something like that was happening and she was underage, I always think like, some motherfucker just had my daughter's legs up in the air and she screamed like, no, I don't want to. Imagine walking in on some shit like that and your daughter's legs is up on some nigga's shoulders and shit. Like, you about to kill somebody, motherfucker.
It should go.
Even Bernie Mac, that's a Bernie Mac joke that he said.
It should go both ways, yo.
Bernie Mac said the same exact thing, Kings of Comedy. I don't know if it was the live one that was here or if he said it on the DVD too, but he said the same thing. He's like, you imagine you come home with your son
getting. No.
Oh, okay, we say the subject. Just remember, Bernie Mac, Kings of Comedy. Go look at it.
Yeah, well, go look at that.
Go look at it.
No, I'll just leave it at my opinion of the adult in the room should have been smarter than that.
All right, we can agree to that.
I was gonna say, I think everybody can agree to that.
We can agree to that.
Ain't much else going on there. All right, what else we got? We got like 20 minutes.
Shit, what else happened? We got Boosie movie. We got Bill Cosby vouching for it. We got we had R. We got.
I don't know. Did we run out of stuff?
Hell no, we didn't run out of stuff. I'm just high, so I can't really think about everything that's happening.
I know my drugs have definitely kicked in.
I watched a lot of YouTube. I've seen a lot of people talking about people. That one dude was actually in the car.
No,
for the
scratch
Tupac
that.
shooting.
Scratch all of that. Did you watch the last episode of What If? Are you watching What If?
Yeah, I watched What If.
Did you watch the last episode?
When did the last episode come out?
Wednesday.
I don't think so.
Oh no! Well, we can talk about all the episodes up to that point.
Who's the last one I saw?
Damn, the one before that.
Where they was partying. Thor was partying. That's the one. That's the last one I saw.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you didn't see the. I'm gonna tell. I don't like giving spoilers.
I mean, you can tell me.
No. Trust me. You just want.
It's just what if. It's not like it's about to actually happen. God damn it.
It be feeling like it does for me. Like, that shit be feeling real as fuck. Like, every time Tony die, I be like, yo, what the fuck?
Really? You still?
Tony can't last for shit. He be up out of there in the worst fucking way, too.
Am I the only person that thinks to myself, like, Doctor Strange is a dick?
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up.
He can... I'm like, dude, you're the Sorcerer Supreme. You couldn't have done any... You couldn't have rewound some shit, or...
No, I forgot the episode. I forgot why he couldn't. There was a reason he couldn't.
Man, What y'all should do is
he did go somewhere though. He went back to when she was alive. That's what happened. But he was just doing too much. He was doing the most.
That's what he said. You talking about somebody that actually kept his own movie, kept rewinding the same shit till the motherfucker got tired of the universe. Some universal creature was like, you know what? I quit, nigga.
He was living in the moment. And then he went and he ate up all them creatures.
Listen.
You know, okay.
He could have did something, goddamn.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this. Just watch the last episode. So, up to the ones you've seen at this point, what was your favorite?
She a Thor party.
Really?
Hell yeah.
That shit was kind of...
I like to see parties. I like to see when motherfuckers just be partying and him and Loki was friends and Loki was big as fuck. His dad, I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of parts of it that I really liked, like that. There are corny little comedy jokes and shit like that.
I felt like when I seen Tupac and Snoop Dogg together, and ain't nothing but a gangster party. That's how I felt when I seen.
Yeah, it was especially with Loki being one of the what's some call it, the ice whatever. I can't
Ice
remember. Yeah, okay. I can never remember the name of them.
They got weird ass names. And it's fucked up that all of that shit is really based off of like the what's it called? Norse?
Yeah.
Nordic. Yeah, like Thor, Loki. You look that shit up, you like, oh, they was really.
You know what's crazy is nobody gets cut a check for their, culture being snatched up and used like that. Like they don't get paid for that. Like, but who does the check go to anyway though?
You know what I thought was crazy? I saw a clip, and this is about to take y'all away for a second. I was watching a clip on Instagram, and it had what was his name? The One Man Gang. Was that his name? What was the dude? It was a white dude, but he was supposed to be from Africa. His manager was slick. White dude, beard. He had like a thing. He was supposed to be from Africa, but it was a white dude. He'd be doing this the whole interview and shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Man, I'm gonna pull this dude up, and I'm trying to tell Hakeem the Dream. That was his name. Hakeem the Dream. Look him up. White dude, stereotypical as fuck. African garb. This nigga's doing like this the whole interview. He got a black manager with a jerry curl named Slick. I was like, God damn. I'm like, that definitely could not have happened today because they would have canceled the fuck out of that nigga.
Where did we just go?
What you mean? Where did we just go?
I swear they had. What was we talking about before this?
Oh, because you was talking about I was talking about the cancel culture and how.
Oh my God, we was not talking about it no more. I swear we weren't.
We was talking about you was talking about Thor and your favorite episode
how
and
did
shit.
You jump over into that?
Cause man, I'm high and it just popped in my head every time.
I'm like, what does this have to do with?
It had a connection, but I lost the connection, and I'll put in the comments of what the connection was.
I was so lost. So that's why I'm like, what is he talking about?
I can't
okay, so anyway, back to Marvel. Man, shit.
We got 20 minutes. Go ahead.
It's like you got snatched up and replaced or something.
They never snatched me up.
TV
I had a kidney stone.
Everything up. Oh my God.
I had a kidney stone. They ain't about to snatch me up. I'm no good.
I swear you was just out of here and then I hopped into
I'm no good. I got a kidney stone.
Totally different.
Get a kidney stone.
Right. So yeah, I was about to ask. I actually remember what I was about to ask.
You was talking about your favorite episode.
No, I was gonna ask you what yours was.
I already told you what Thor and.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did ask you, and that's how we ended up there.
Yep.
All right, I was just double checking.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you knew the beginning of the conversation.
She high as fuck. High.
What was mine? I really liked the zombie one.
That's what I was about to do. I ain't like the zombie one.
Really? I really like the zombie one, but this last episode is not my favorite though.
Just tell me what episode is.
Crazy. I don't want to do that. Plus, if anybody's watching, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to do that.
You know. Okay. And speaking of that, it's probably ain't even on the same topic, but you know who's really kicking a lot of ass right now? 50 fucking Cent. I seen the advertisement for Tommy's shit. I forget what shit is called. I said, nigga, you just came out with BMF. We still watching the goddamn Kanan.
That's what's up. I'm not mad at it.
God,
keep it going. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because I was thinking about him in relation to like Marvel and like Disney Plus, how they is like
that's where I was headed.
Whatever.
That's where I was going with it. Right there.
Whatever. That actually,
Twinsies.
Anyway, I'm glad you brought that up. I was really because I had rewatched the last episode of What If this morning, and I was like, yo, this is like Disney is like the hood version Or 50 is like the hood version of Disney, just popping this shit out like it's nothing. Because Disney's about to put out, what is it, Boba Fett? His will be out, I think, in November. And then the Star Wars stuff actually they put out too. I know a lot of people,
Oh, shit. Are we still on?
Good. Yeah, we're still on, I guess. I don't know, it's probably a little bit late, but we're still recording. We're still up on yours. Yeah. Within that, yeah. I'm not mad at it. I'm waiting though. I didn't watch
Power Book 2 comes back on at the end of November. So that's gonna be like 3 shows you got on at the same fucking time.
I'm gonna just have to go ahead and pay for that Star subscription, man.
And just get you a Fire Stick and break it in like I do.
You know what? Because of where I live, my internet is so trash. Like I have my Fire Stick is jailbroken. I ain't scared to say it because I never use it. I pay for streaming. My internet is too slow, so yeah. I mean, I could do that, but I don't like to be in the middle of watching something and it just starts buffering like that.
Can't you get like a transmitter or something you can plug in and it
I'll try so much. Like if I don't even, it's just where I live.
You need to move.
I do. I really do. It's unfortunate that it's just where I live and I can't even like get better internet.
You know that's fucked up. We in a day and age where you can scam and pretty much steal anything off there, but you can't get good internet.
Down in a fucking cave in the middle of fucking nowhere to go live, but I can't.
Who did he have? What service did he have?
I don't know.
You might want to subscribe to that. Get the Osama bin Laden package.
I'm not about to tell none of the jokes that came to my head when you asked.
Somebody in fucking Afghanistan is like, well, I guess Ricky didn't get an internet.
I don't know, man, but shit.
Be strong as fuck.
I can't ask him. That's all.
They be in Afghanistan like, so what cave are you in? Like, no, I stay in a house. They like, in a house? Jesus Christ. Your internet's gonna be going fast as fuck.
Yeah, that is crazy. Like, he gonna live and buffer less than I would. That's wild.
Cause they got good internet over there.
Yeah.
They got good internet. Oil.
Yeah, he has some strong ass fucking transmitter or fucking some shit. Cause ain't nowhere in the world.
So he ain't
had AT&T. That's for damn shit.
You let 05 Osama bin Laden get smarter than 2021 Ricky. He figured out how to get better internet back in 05, and you still struggling out here.
You know what?
And ain't on the run.
I just accepted it at some point. Like, at some point, I was just like, yo, this is life.
You can't use foil or nothing, huh?
Man, I really have. I've tried getting different routers and all kinds of switching service providers, and it's just...
Could have one of them kids get on a roof with like an antenna or something.
Man, and that's the thing. Like, we don't even operate a lot of stuff in the house either. Like, it's crazy. Like, I can't even, like, explain how slow my internet is. It feels like dial-up sometimes. Like, if I'm downloading or uploading something, like, I'm on, like, AOL.
My grandma got an antenna you could use. It's an old school joint. It's got the little box on there where you got to tune it back and forth. It's got the little circular thing on there.
That's not going to help.
Shit. We used to get channel 55.
No, I haven't.
Back in the 90s.
See, and that's why I said, like, when I'm streaming off of, like, Netflix or Disney or something like that, it's fine. But if I'm uploading or downloading, you are so high right now.
My nigga, if you in Cleveland and you know about channel 55 back in the 90s, you know, you wasn't getting no WBNX unless you had cable, goddammit. That motherfucking antenna was strong as shit.
I didn't have cable in my room. I got that channel.
You got 55?
Yeah.
Without the static. Because the further you went, the more staticky. 19 was cool.
What year you asked again?
It was in the 90s, 25.
No, I said what year? Because we moved at some point.
Shit.
In the 90s.
My grandma had that motherfucker in the 90s. Shit, 91,
okay,
2, 3,
okay,
4,
right.
5.
There's a few years to pick from, you know.
Shit, all of
90
them.
to
Pick
99.
one. Shit, pick one. Shit. We was popping it all in with the antenna. No, we wasn't. But eventually we had cable. Like in what? 90s? 94, 90? No, it had to be like 93 or something like that.
No, I think we had cable
maybe before
for
then.
a minute, man. Yeah, I feel like I had cable.
So I was watching wrestling. You could watch wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I had cable when like cable first came out.
I don't know about that.
Well, when the first time the average person had access.
No, there we go.
Yeah, all right.
There we go.
I know where you was going with that. That's when we had.
That's like when somebody said, I think I had a computer when it first came out. Like, you had a $40,000 machine, yo, and couldn't talk to no fucking body.
I cleared it up.
That's
but like, even my grandparents
$48,000 computer.
Like cable, so yeah, we had the good shows with no commercials. It was beautiful.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
WCW. So yeah, so we had cable for a minute. I stand corrected. Maybe it was the 80s.
It's crazy how now we're adults and we don't want cable no more. Like I'm over that. Now I can just pick what I want to watch.
Well, yeah, Ricky, things move on. I'm pretty sure somebody's sitting around like, man, it's crazy how we don't use that 8-track no more. That's up that goddamn Al Green.
Some people do say that. Some people do say that shit though. Some people can't let go of, you know, what times are like they get too stuck in what shit used to be.
My grandma said something about getting a Mahalia Jackson downloaded onto her thing. She was like, now do I just get the record? I was like, Grandma, why do you still have the Mahalia Jackson record? And no, that's not how it works.
That's what you're there for. You're there to help her. You're there to do all that for her.
She thought I was gonna hold the phone up on record and hold it up to the record while I was
back in like 97 recording her voicemail.
Oh,
2000 on her pager.
Sound the wheel grinding up to the whole book song.
Don't
Heard
say that.
Heard that Mahalia Jackson record.
You supposed
Let that bad boy play with the needle.
You should get her Spotify.
With the needle.
So how did she end up getting the song?
We just download it. She has an iPhone.
You should get her. Okay. She can use Apple Music and stuff.
Yeah, she can just download it. But you know, when you get older, the only things you don't feel bad. It ain't like my grandma was in her 90s. My grandma was.
You
be going to church on Sundays and. Anyway, my grandma still be going to church every Sunday and Bible study and store. She's very mobile.
That's
she's very.
Good.
She's a
my grandmother was like that. She was able to get around pretty good. For the most part. She never drove anyway, so she didn't drive because of old age. But yeah.
I mean, then again, you gotta still remember we were still in that age where grandma still might have been, about 15 when she had mom.
See, I'm thrown off in age as far as that goes because my dad is like 13 years younger than my grandparents' second youngest. So like the age is like all messed up for me. Like my first cousins, yeah, they were like my parents' age.
I had a homeboy like that. Like his mama was only 13 years older than him, and she was young for a long time to us because she was only 13 years older. So we was shit.
No, I said
we was 30 years old.
My grandmother was 13. Wait, I didn't say my grandmother was 13.
You said 13 years, a 13-year difference, right?
No, I said a 13-year difference from their second youngest child. So his sister is 13 years older than him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm like, wait, that's not what I said.
Oh, because you definitely threw me off. So I was like, God damn.
No, actually, I think she was like 16 or 17 when she had my aunts. Somewhere around in there.
That's a lot more.
And they were from down south. They came up here from down south. So it was,
That's about normal age.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not like, I didn't say that. No, I was saying, so my first cousins are like the same age as my parents. And their kids are my age.
I want to say my adoptive father,
Ooh, we
have the time?
Go ahead.
Shit, I want to say he had to have had a child at 14, I believe. So he started pretty young. But then again, he had like a 4th grade education and then he just went to work after that. That's how old he was.
But you said your adopted father.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he got life together, to adopt a kid.
I mean, I kind of got adopted. He was already like in his 80s when they adopted me. But yeah, so it's not. I mean, he did have his life together.
Okay, then.
He never did have his life together.
Wait a minute. No, you about to have me. No, that is getting your life together to adopt a kid. It doesn't matter what your age is.
What you mean? Why did he have to get his life together?
Because you're able to adopt a child. You have to be somewhere in life to be able to adopt a kid.
I mean, at that age, he had already lived his life. What do you mean? Like, when I say he had a 4th grade education, I'm understand where he was at.
That generation.
So he had a good job with a 4th grade education.
Yeah, she didn't have much of a education. She took care of her younger brothers and stuff.
Like, it would be like if your 12-year-old all of a sudden got a job at fucking Spades Lock or fucking Pepsi or something, and they make $20 an hour. You like, oh, that's a good job.
Yeah, but that's still
he was making $20 an hour.
Okay, I'll put it to you this way: at some point before the day you left the earth, you adopted a kid. Because I feel like adopting a kid is just something special.
I mean, my story didn't really happen the way you probably think it is.
Alright.
Think more losing Isaiah than then hey, he was in the orphanage.
I still. Alright.
It was kind of like, well, y'all already got him. Y'all already been taking care of him. So what you have to remember is that he never had to get his life together. Like he went straight to the work field and made great money or made good money. So he didn't have to get his life together. He had been married twice, had his son. Son had been killed the same way as the singer.
All right, let's not end like.
Frankie over here crying.
Cause I didn't want. I wasn't supposed to go that way. I'm not actually.
That's what I thought about when I was younger. When he told me what happened, I was like, didn't one of them older singers like Marvin Gaye or somebody's son get killed the exact same way? Like he got out the car and got shot.
Oh. You don't have to save this since you're so open apparently to talk about all of it. Because you could have just been like, not at it and just like ended the conversation.
Hell no, I talk about everything. I don't hold nothing back.
All right, well we'll have to make this a conversation one day.
But anyway,
yeah.
Enough about Marvin Gaye's kids.
Though.
Oh,
yeah.
We got to end the show.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you for coming to the Maserati Show. Whichever way y'all looking at me, Maserati Show. Once again.
Fall through the stoop. I'm BOK Pepper Potts. I don't know if I ever said it at like any point of us sitting here.
I didn't say my name. I just know you'll pop it at the bottom of the screen anyway.
Yeah. I see. I fixed it from last time. So we
do my Facebook too, because I'm about to be out of jail in a couple of
days. Oh boy. He'll be right back.
Ain't that just like a correctional officer to tell you some shit like that on your way out?
Well, you know, if they had a 3-strike rule, you would have been in there like 100
I would report your shit. So I'm on my second
strike.
Like,
report it. What you gonna report?
Shit.
What you gonna report?
Everything.
What you gonna report?
I'll report everything.
I've had Facebook try to put me in Facebook jail. Like, all right. If you're tuning in Saturday live 4 o'clock ish, replay Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Fall Through the Stoop 216 and on Spotify Fall Through the Stoop 216. Again, I am BOK Pepper Potts. Pick a name.
I'm Maserati. I'm Maserati.
Alright.
And I'm still a hottie.
I guess that's where you'll find him at
Maserati.
I'm not saying that.
Go ahead.
Oh, the live I think ended. I swear something flashed. Did you see that? Alright, thank everybody for tuning in.
Still booming.
You're gonna have to be because the live is still going.